nail artist, if you enjoy Draw and Paint What You Regret on YouTube and you would like to show your support, you can find Cash App and Venmo information below. This channel is free to watch and learn from. If you like any of my art products, please go to mpbimage.com to purchase. If you purchase, make sure you leave a comment so my product maker know that you've purchased from the YouTube link. The gradation, I typically switch over to a round brush. You can see how big my round brush is, but I typically switch over to a round brush. Um, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my brush and oh, I need a napkin. Give me a second. So I grabbed the napkin because I just want to make sure I'm getting some of the water out of my brush. Okay. Um, because I don't want too much water. I just want enough water to where I can pick up the pigment, and I do have my palette is wet, or I dripped some water into my dry pan. Um, so let me get on this side. So I'm starting with a lot of pigment in my brush, right? So pigment, I'm
Okay.
taking the bead, I'm spreading it over, taking the bead and I'm spreading it over. I'm gonna wipe some of the pigment off of my brush for right now. So you see I'm starting to get a little bit lighter. I'm gonna wipe a little bit more off. And you see it's getting lighter and lighter as I start to move down. Now, if I want it even more lighter, then I'm gonna add a little water to my brush. So you see I'm very transparent. I'm getting cauliflower because I'm moving back into dry areas. So I'm gonna wipe my brush again. So you see how I'm like trying to get lighter and lighter as I start to move down.
Right. I
Um,
see. Okay, got it.
yeah. And whatever you do, just
That's the part
if you have to
asking. Yeah.
if you have to
Mhm.
add water, like let's say you want to add more water to kind of dilute the pigment, just be careful with your ratio and water balance. That way you don't run into cauliflower. So you can see this area was drying, this area the water's being pushed back, and we start to get this plume that starts to happen. So just be careful with that. And also, James, make sure you're at an angle, a slight angle when you're painting. That way the water can start to drip down. That also helps with your gradation as well. That could have helped me a bit. Because I'm painting flat and there I can see what's happening.
When we in the uh,
Say it again.
while I was working the squash, you kind of doing the gradation. at the same time, mixing the colors.
Let me pin you so I can see. Okay, wait, let me pin you. I can see it, but I need to. All right, I do see where it's dark, and I see that you are getting light. Um, yeah, so slow down just a bit because although you're getting dark and getting light, there's still a lot of streaking that's happening, and you want to make sure that
Oh,
there's a blend
yeah.
to it versus streaking. And here's the thing, even for me, I still kind of got a streak that's happening. And I think a lot of it is because I probably should have had more of a tilt on my paper to allow some of the pigment to kind of mix together. Um,
I could probably use water to kind of wet the brush and kind of take some up. That would probably make it look a little smoother, you think?
you could, the thing is, like when you do that, you have to blot with a paper towel very quickly. Um, you could do that for correction at the bottom. So it's like you put the water down and you take a paper towel and you blot quickly and then see if it'll pick it up. And it depends on the pigment. Sometimes some pigment don't pick up. Some pigment do pick up. Is it picking up?
Looks like it. Tiny bit.
Yeah, it picked up. Yeah. You're doing it right. We just gotta with when we start to move with more techniques, I need to get you
Hmm.
to have more of a blend versus a streak. So the next one,
Okay.
I believe is the easiest one and the most fun, because you are doing wet into wet. All wet into wet is you're wetting your paper with water. So that's the first step you do. And then you just whatever pigment you want to use, you just drop it into the water once you're done. I do give it a little bit of time for the water to settle into the paper. When I mean a little bit of time, you're probably waiting like 30 seconds or so just to allow the water to kind of sink into the paper a little bit. And then I would just put my I'm telling you this, and I could probably show you. Like, just thinking to myself, like, I could probably just show you.
Okay.
Um, Let me pin myself. Let me. I know I got a little. I probably use my blue. So you would just put water down. So right now I'm putting water onto the paper. So you're probably not seeing anything but water on your camera. So I'm
Right.
putting water on the paper. I'm gonna give it a couple of seconds just to kind of sink into the paper. That's going to give me time to kind of choose what pigment I want to use. But since I already have my blue already activated for my dry pan, I'm just going to go in with my blue. So I'm just filling up my brush right now with blue pigment. I don't know if you can see that. I can see it on my end, but I'm not sure if you can see it. But there's blue pigment.
Right.
So
I can see it.
I'm going to slowly just drop it in to uh, the wet water. And I'm just going to let it do its thing. Just let it do its thing. And if you want to use other colors, so I'm gonna switch over to another color. Um, Switch over to purple. And I'm just dropping that in. And I'm just letting it do its thing. So it's gonna have this kind of tie-dye effect to it. And that's what you want for wet into wet. So you could drop in the pigment, you could paint in the pigment. I like to drop in the pigment because I think it looks a little bit more abstract. But that's wet into wet.
My tie-dye effect, not quite.
Let me remove my pen so I can see it. It's probably because you're brushing it. You're probably brushing too much. What I can see. Yeah, you're brushing too much. So you gotta when you put the water in, um you put the water in first and then you put pigment on your brush and then you just kind of like drop it in, drop it in. If you're gonna brush it, just brush in certain areas and brush in certain areas. So you're not brushing all the way across, right? Let me remove my pen because I realize I'm demonstrating with my hand and I can't even see my hand. Um, so when you have the wet surface, let me see if I can get it more on this side. So let's say I have my wet surface that's here, and then I'm loading up my brush with pigment. So I'm gonna drop it in. So I'm just touching it like that. And you see it to spread, touching it, and I'm allowing it to spread. And then if I want to switch colors, so you can see how I'm making sure they're far apart in the puddle of water. You want to make sure you are doing that so they can start to merge and find each other eventually. And then I'm flat. Make sure when you're doing it, you're slightly angled, because it is a lot of water you got to put down. You don't want to be completely angled. So this is probably the wet and wet is probably good to be a little bit more on the flat side than the gradation. The gradation angled is better. And you may like say to yourself, okay, why would I need to do a wet into wet like type of technique? It's a lot of reasons you could. I typically like to do wet into wet in my background if I want like an abstract background. I'll do a wet into wet for that. If you want kind of like a hazy effect, wet into wet is good for hazy effects as well. Gradations are good for like skies. I think skies, possibly still life, depending on if the still life is matte. But those gradations are good for. Could be hair. Hair. You could have gradation in hair. I'm trying to think of all of the things where these techniques make sense. Because I know when I was a watercolor student and we spent a lot of time swatching colors, a lot of time with techniques. Like I think we did way more than 12. Um, And I remember being a student, I'm like, why do I have to do all this? And then when we got done with all of our like swatches and techniques, and we actually started painting, and I was like, oh, okay, this is why we did all of these techniques. Because you never know why you would need a wet into wet or a gradation from one color to the next. You never know when you're going to need some type of texture somewhere. You have to know how to execute that texture. So yeah. All right, Jane. So when you're done, just let me know because I know I'm just blabbing. All right, that looks better. Yes, that looks better. Yeah. And because you have like two pages, when you get some time, just play around with it some more. That way you get more of like a tie-dye effect, but that's so much better than the first one. Um, and then what was the next one? The sky. So I know we're at 105. You could probably get the sky in. And then because I don't want to go over. I don't want you to have to pay for going over. So what you want to do for the sky is you want to get in a quick flat wash again. Make sure you have a napkin or a paper towel near you because you have to wipe out, not wipe out, you have to blot while the surface is still wet. That way you can get back to the white of the paper. And let me see if yeah, I got some room. I'm gonna try and pin myself.
I'll definitely follow that video.
Yeah, like I said, you have
I'm in,
two papers kind of like laid out for you, so you can, you have room to make mistakes, and don't be afraid to make mistakes because you're just experimenting. So let's say I'm trying to get in um a quick little flat wash, and I'm going to quickly, and the paper towel is looking gross, um, blot out. So you see how I'm starting to get this kind of abstract effect of clouds, and I'm trying to make sure I have the clean side of my napkin or my paper towel. That way I'm not blotting pigment back into the spot that I'm trying to wipe out.
but that's also I can use a Mr. Clean too,
Say it
right?
again.
I can use a Mr. Clean.
Yeah, so what I did is I waited until it was a little bit more dry. Then I went into the white spots and I scrubbed a little bit. So you have to wait until this is dry enough for you to use the Mr. Clean.
Okay.
So